Hello, my third and fourth graders. Here is the next few pages of The One and Only Bob. Snickers. While I watch from my perch on the back of the couch, Julia passes by on the sidewalk. George asked her to keep her dog walking route close to home in case the weather changes. She's wearing a shiny purple raincoat and leading 3 dogs, a goofy mutt named Winston, a timid dachshund named Oscar Mayer, and her. Snickers, an old nemesis of mine. Snickers is a fluffy white poodle with delusions of grandeur, a big snooty pain of the puffball. Oh, that pooch drives me crazy. Our mutual dislike goes back to my early days as a stray. Snickers was a fancy, pampered, sleep on a pink satin pillow kind of gal. Her owner, Mac, ran the mall where I lived with Ivan and Ruby. That's where I first encountered Snickers. She teased me mercilessly, and beneath the fuzzy facade, I always suspected there was a little, spark there. Anyways, after the mall closed down, Snickers, being Snickers, landed on her feet. Mac married an older widow lady with more money than sense, and she dotes on that ridiculous poodle. Mac's too lazy to walk Snickers himself, so he hired Julia to do it. "Looking good, Snick baby," I call through the open window, and she gives me her curled lip, squinty-eyed face, which, come to think of it, is pretty much how she always looks. And as usual, Snickers is dressed to the max. She's wearing a pink poncho, a sparkly rain hat, and teensy pink boots. "Those boots were made for mocking," I added for good measure. It feels good giving her some grief. But before I can really relish the moment, another annoying acquaintance of mine appears. Nutwit. Nutwit, the gray squirrel who lives in the live oak in our front lawn, jumps to the lower branch looking at me with barely concealed pity. I hate pity, especially the barely concealed kind. "I don't know why you taunt her," he says. "You're hardly in a position to talk. Bob, you are Snickers. Come over here to the window and say that." "Oh, so you can what, drool me to death?" "Are you aware that my best friend isn't a gorilla?" I asked. "You would make fantastic ape chow, dude." Nutwit reaches for the dangling acorn and yanks it free. "I thought gorillas were vegetarians." "Ivan eats termites," I say. "He might make an exception for you. Face it, Bob, you're soft. You're one step away from your own pink rain boots." "Ooh, he has a point," says Minnie, one of the family's guinea pigs from her cage next to the TV. "No, he doesn't," said Moo, her cage mate. "Yes, he does," said Minnie. "Doesn't, does, does, doesn't." Minnie pauses. "Wait, you tricked me." The guinea pigs rarely agree on anything. Nutwit leaps over the window ledge, acorn in paw. He presses his tiny, twitchy nose to the screen. "You couldn't last a day out here, Bob. Some of us have to, live by our wiles." "Hey, I lived on the street longer than you've been alive." Nitwit nubbles his acorn. He's quite the prissy eater. "Whatever you say, Bob." "I say scram." "Fine, hint taken. Anyway, storm's en route. I should be stocking up on my nut stash while I can." Nutwit gives me a wise guy look. "That's how we do it in the real world." And he scampered off with an acrobatic flourish. Squirrels never do a simple jump when a quadruple backflip cartwheel is an option. "You're full of it," I say, to nobody in particular. "Hey, we're full of it," says Minnie. "Yes, we're extremely full of it," says Moo, and they popcorn in agreement. Guinea pigs hop up and down when they're happy. It's called popcorning, and it's totally ridiculous. You're happy, wag your tail like a real mammal. "I am not soft," I muttered, nosing my protruding belly. I leap with effort off the couch, and then I head to the bathroom for a good long drink from the water bowl of power. Spoiled. I know Nutwit has a point. I've become a creature of habit, spoiled after a stretch of being my own dog. For a long time I was Bob the Beast, cunning and streetwise. As a stray, I lived off leftovers at the mall while Snickers dined on her fancy pants kibble. Man, how I love that cotton candy stuck to the floor, that unexpected UFOs, the ends of ketchup-covered hot dogs and scattered under the bleachers like, big toes or something. Ivan offered to share his gorilla food with me, and Stella and Ruby were always ready to pass along a carrot or an apple, but I refused. I need to stay in shape, stay tough, stay true to my wild nature. Okay, so maybe every now and then I sneak a banana chunk from Ivan's breakfast. But then things changed. I became civilized, domesticated, a pet. Now, don't get me wrong, there are definitely some perks. Julia, who's an artist, painted my name on a food bowl. She gave me this wonderful mushy blanket, the kind where you can bed boogie forever until it's squished to perfection and you can curl up or so. I love that blanket, but I simply cannot sleep without Not Tag, Ivan's raggedy old toy gorilla. Course, just when I get my blanket and my Not Tag imprinted with the right amount of "Eau de Bob," Julia's mom does the unthinkable. She puts them in the washing machine and removes every last little bit of me. And there are other indignities I tolerate. The daily walk on the tug-of-war string after going stringless my whole life. The attempt to train me, like that'll ever happen. The kisses, the cuddling. Well, the cuddling's okay, I suppose. But the kissing, I just don't get. If you want to kiss your dog, why don't you just give him a big old lick on the face and be done with it? Anyways, so what I've gotten a little spoiled, a tad soft around the edges. There's a difference between being soft and being afraid, being a coward. Another confession. Too bad I know the truth. I'm both. Okay, third and fourth graders, that is your next installment of the one and only Bob. Here's your question. Bob is an amazing dog. He has lived life as a stray dog, and now he is a kind of a pampered house pet. If you were Bob and you could pick, which would you want to be? Would you want to be wild and free or live in a house and be a pampered house pet? Let me know. Miss you guys.